are the questions that we got this week? Come on, let's go over here. If they throw us out, they throw us out. Down. Down. So anyway, guys, collar training is great for outdoor dining if you want to take your dog for outdoor dining, and tons of our clients do. All right, so let me get my little questions out that we got here. Down. Okay, so the question was, and we got a bunch of them, but one of the questions was, what are the best books that I can read about the e-collar training? And you guys, there is a painful lack of stuff written about it. Of course, my e-book. But the other book, the only other book that there really is that's going to help you is Tritronics Retriever Training by Jim and Phyllis Dobbs. It was written prior to when the pager was even invented. But if you read that book, and where they're talking about using the lowest level stimulus that the dog can feel, and you replace the pager with the low level stimulus, you just in your mind be thinking that you're using the pager at that place. The theory and everything behind that book is fantastic. It's one of my favorite books, and there just really is not a whole lot written. The other question we had was, can the collar burn the dog's neck? Apparently they read some article that this dog's neck, that the people had put some invisible fence on the dog, and it rained, and the collar shorted out, and oh, the dog had all these electrical burns. That can't happen, you guys. I mean, they've tested that beyond tested it. What can happen is they can get a hot spot under their neck from the contact points. And we've talked about this before. If you've got a dog with real sensitive skin, we recommend changing the contact points to the, the acorn nut. So no, it is not capable of leaving a mark on your skin, causing an electrical burn, nothing like that. So the other thing was, there was an article about using, it was apparently on eHow or something, I'm going to look it up when I get home, that was saying, how to use the collar for punishment. We've talked about this before too, you guys. That's the least effective way to use the collar. The most effective way is applying the principles of avoidance training, and you get all these people that say that's not what they do, but you've got to know what they do. But that requires motivating the dog to do what you want, because it feels successful. There's a big difference in doing something because you feel you're going to be successful and doing something because you're afraid that you're going to be punished. There's an enormous difference there. So this, if you just got the collar and tried to wait until the dog was doing things wrong and punish it, that would be the least effective way, and it would have the least amount of permanence. So the other thing was, shouldn't the dog do it for just love? Our answer to that is define love. There's a story on the news today. The guy killed his wife because he loved her so much. So anyway, love is just sort of this vague concept. So no, you really got to use the treats or some kind of reward. It can't just be love. So anyway, as Winnie says, right? The other thing that I was going to tell you guys, if all this, the bad connotation and these people that, oh, it's a shock collar and all these things, and I don't even really like the term e-collar. It sounds weird. We like, the term invisible leash more because that helps people understand the concept. But if they would have invented the pager collar first and said, here's a way that you can have the dog feel something when it's away from you, they would have invented that first, then they would have figured out, well, but now we need something else to be able to reinforce that, but unfortunately that's not the way it worked. And we have a little saying around my house when they have kooky, lame inventions that don't work that well, who invented this? Men. That's what we say. Anyway, the other question was, why do all clicker trainers have Border Collies and Australian Shepherds, and why do all e-collar trainers have Belgian Malinois? That is a good question. In some way, and they don't all have that, I would say the majority of electronic collar trainers have labs because that's kind of where it was developed, but it does seem like a lot of them do have Malinois. That is very conducive, that breed is very conducive to this type of training because it's a very reactionary animal. They can handle pressure, and they need, because they're such a high energy dog, they need that exact timing to be able to understand what you want, or you got a loose cannon. And as far as the Border Collie thing, same thing. Border Collies and Aussies are going to be the most conducive to clicker type training just by the nature of them. So that's kind of, we kind of did notice that too. So that was a very good question. And anyway, so that was all, you guys. If you have any other questions, please submit them. Thank you so much for subscribing. We appreciate all your support. Richard, you're our best fan out there. So see you guys soon. Bye.